Hello, this is Tiki Tommy with this famous ceviche recipe. So what is ceviche? Ceviche is a seafood dish that originated in Peru. Typically it's made from fresh raw fish and seafood cured in citrus juices such as lime juice and lemon juice, or a combination. At that point, once you get that in the bowl, glass, you use glass, we spice it with ají, which is either like garlic, chili peppers, and other seasonings, including like onions and sea salt and other peppers, maybe even coriander. And then after that, you let it soak in this dish for about a minimum of 1 hour. Typically, I like to just let it sit overnight in the fridge, put some saran wrap on it, and go from there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, what we're gonna do. So I've already prepared everything ahead of time. So the first thing I'm gonna go with is, I normally go with like the shrimp. The shrimp must be peeled and deveined. And then normally I use like 21 to 30 type shrimp, you know, the size, medium sized shrimp. You don't need the large shrimp, because what you're gonna do at that point is you're gonna take the shrimp and cut it into bite-sized pieces. So something like this, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. So we'll put it in your bowl there. I typically use Pyrex, and we'll do this real quick. What do you use as far as the ratio? 1 to 1. So if I use 1 pound of shrimp, I use 1 pound of fish. Today we're using Gulf shrimp, medium size. We're also using mahi-mahi. So on the shrimp, peel it, devein it, cut it up to size. And you'll do it right here real quickly. The reason I do it this way is once I get all the seafood in there, then I add the lime juice and the lemon juice. So I just put all this out here real quick, and we'll start chopping away. So what you're trying to do is get this bite size so that you can get this on a, typically I do my ceviche with fresh corn tortilla chips. Go to your local Mexican restaurant, get a bag of fresh chips. Fresh chips makes a huge difference. I don't really like to do crackers. Some people use crackers. I think it should really be done with either fresh chips or plantains, which has been turned into chips. So this is this right here. We're almost done. And then we'll go with the shrimp, with the rest of the shrimp here. That's pretty much it, guys. Bite size, like I say, that way all this is bite size and it fits on a chip. Next thing we're gonna do is we take your fish. I'm using mahi-mahi. It's fresh is the best, but if you don't have fresh, what I do, if it is frozen, it's semi-frozen at this point. That way it cubes up easily. So we'll just do this. About 1/2 inch wide. And I'll cut it this way, and the bite size. We're using, like I said, 1 to 1 ratio. 1 pound of fish, 1 pound of shrimp. This is a small batch that I'm doing. This is just typically for me. So if you were to do a family of 3 or 4, I would probably do maybe 3 pounds of each, or you can do maybe 2 pounds. There's your mahi. You can also use like redfish. You want a fish that's firm. Redfish, snapper. You can go with ahi if you want. Expensive, but good. So there it is. There's all the mix there of the fish ratio. You can see that right there. What I do at this point, move this out of the way. At this point, I'm cheating. I'm going to go ahead and go with the ratio. Should be mainly lime juice. You can add a little bit of lemon, which I will. So I'm going to go ahead and do this bottle here. You want to cover the fish and seafood completely. You must cover it completely. You don't want any of this exposed. It must be completely covered in the liquid, in the brine itself. In the real world, if you had time, I didn't have time, you could actually just squeeze all this. Fresh squeezed lime would be the best. That's the way I normally do it. So make sure this is patted down. It's totally covered. There you go. So at this point, that's an entire bottle of real lime juice, 100%. This is 15 ounces. This is made by, not sure, but it says real lime juice. That's all I know. Next ingredient, I add a little bit of real lemon juice, just for flavor. Not a lot, but I just put a little bit in there. Not the entire bottle, I just give just a little for some flavor. Lemon is yellow, yellow cap. Green, obviously, lime. Here comes the good stuff. We're gonna add onion powder. Yeah, this is one of these tops that comes off. We're gonna add fresh pepper. One to grow on. Extra one to grow on. I add sea salt. You can either use the regular sea salt or pink Himalayan sea salt, whichever you want to choose. Regular sea salt is probably fine. Shake it, baby, shake it. I've got garlic here, minced garlic. It was a big tablespoon. Stir it up nicely. What you're going to do with this fresh seafood, this is shrimp and mahi-mahi. That smells wonderful. This will be done typically an hour. I go longer. I typically, like I said, put mine in the fridge, let it sit overnight. It can be done as little as 1 hour to a couple hours. What will happen is the acid from the lime juice and the lemon juice will cook. The acid will cook the seafood, and that's how it cooks it. You don't cook it with a stove or heat of any kind. You basically let the acids cook it. Okay, we'll put this here. You could have gone this route, and you could have got a bunch of fresh limes, put them in there and done this. Normally this is what I do when I garnish it. So this is the way you typically do it, fresh lime. And that is it for now, guys. That's it. At this point, it's ready to go. Remember to use Pyrex. You want to use glass for all of this. And then you want to cover it with some cling wrap and put the cling wrap in it and put it in your fridge. Let it sit for a couple hours. You'll see it turn white, so you'll notice the difference very quickly. When it turns white, you can tell it's fully cooked. And that's pretty much it. I'm actually having a good day, as it says here. So cheers, and we'll get you the next part of this video here when it sits overnight, and I'll piece these two videos together. I'll load it to the next time from Tiki Tommy. Alright everybody, we're back, and the ceviche, like I said before, you let it sit overnight or a minimum of 1 hour. You let the citrus acids cook it. Lime juice, lemon juice. So here it is. You can see it. The shrimp is obviously cooked. It's got the nice orange color, and the fish has got the nice white color to it as well. So remember, leave this all in the Pyrex. Reason being is, let's say you take out enough for a serving for today. You take it out. Put it in a glass bowl, another Pyrex. Take out what you need for the particular serving size that you need. And I'm going to do this for me. Alright. Now, the next thing, we'll move this out of the way. Okay, this is what you need right here. So what's the first ingredient that I do? The first ingredient is my tomatoes. I like using Roma tomatoes because of the sweetness. You can obviously use whatever tomato you like, but I like chopping it up into bite size, cube size, or quarter size. So I'll take a nice serving of this Roma tomatoes, pour it in there, mix it up a bit. Next ingredient is going to be your onion, and like I said before, you can use a 10-15 onion or a red onion like this, the purple one. So I'm using the red onion, the purple one, And normally the tomato is going to be, let's say, 1 part tomato and about maybe a little less than half of a serving of onion. So not as much. What we're basically making is pico de gallo. What is pico de gallo? Pico de gallo is the peck of a rooster or the sting of a rooster. Very traditional in Mexican servings and dishes. So you mix that up. You got more tomato ratio, 2 to 1 on the tomato versus the onion. Add just a little bit more. Okay, the next ingredient is going to be cilantro. I like to do this kind of closer to the mince size. You mince it up really small. You can see it's very fine. And you're going to do even less of this. So it was like 2 tomato versus 1 onion. This will be even less, like maybe a third. So there is a tablespoon there. We'll put in about 2 tablespoons. We'll mix that up. It's looking pretty good there. There you go. What's the next ingredient? Next ingredient I'm going to put in is going to be red cabbage. I like using red cabbage for the sweetness and the crunchiness. It gives it a nice crunch to it and a good sweetness as well. This is optional, but I like doing it. And we're going to use a little bit of that as well, probably just like the same ratio as a cilantro. Mix that up. Some nice color there. Looking real good. And you can see that right there. Doesn't that look tasty? Alright, what's next? Next ingredient is going to be your kicker, which is going to be your pepper. Traditionally in Peru they use the ají pepper, A-J-I. It's a yellow pepper, hard to get. I like using serrano. You can use serrano, you can use jalapeno. So make sure you take your pepper, de-seed it, clean it, wash it. I normally wear gloves so you don't get that capsaicin oil on your fingers and gets in your eyes. So this one I mince it as well. So it's very small, it's minced up. And I'll take maybe, on this serving size, half of a tablespoon. There you go. Put that in there, mix it up good, make it nice and even. You don't want to kill your guest with hot peppers. Just a smidgen more. Okay. At this point, you can also add optional ingredients. I'm not going to do it. You can add in your fruit if you want. You can add in mango, pineapple, grape. Chop that up, put it in there to give it a more of a tropical flavor. At this point, you can do whatever you want on those additional ingredients. So the next thing, you've got it all mixed up, nice and perfect here. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get some lime, fresh lime. And I've got my citrus press here. And I'm going to just put some lime juice there. Give it some fresh lime. Remember, this other lime was used to cook it. This is fresh squeezed lime. Give it that nice flavor to it. Okay, we're going to do one more. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Alright, you mix this up. At this point, once you've got this all mixed up, some people will add salt. I don't like adding salt. Mine already had the salt and the pepper earlier from the marinade, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Some people like the extra salt. I don't. At this point, you're pretty much ready, other than my secret ingredient. What's Tiki Tommy's secret ingredients? Right here, guys. Gold tequila. Yeah, good stuff. We'll have to do a toast to this. So this is optional, by the way, but this is part of my famous ceviche. Gotta have a shot. Get you in the mood. Viva Mexico and all those Latin countries. Cheers, everyone. Buen provecho, as they would say. Ah, yes. So, let's get the gold tequila. It was in the fridge. Here it is. Chilled gold tequila. Final ingredient. And here we go. This is for adults. Obviously, you could make your own servings, but this is strictly for me. And I got a friend sitting there watching this video. There you go. That is the secret ingredient. Gold tequila. Alright, mix this stuff up. It gives it such a wonderful flavor and taste, like an authentic Mexico taste. Of course, like I said, this was invented or derived out of Peru, South America. And I have had the ones in Peru. It is done differently. I don't have all the ingredients to make it like Peru. And that's pretty much it, guys, right there. Remember, on the chips, you would want to use fresh chips if possible. Obviously, I couldn't get fresh chips today. The restaurants are most of the restaurants are closed that have the chips that I like. So I had to cheat and use regular store-bought. Mwah, sorry. But realistically, you really want to use fresh chips. Some people use crackers, like saladitas from Mexico or saltine crackers. I like ceviche with chips. And in Peru and other countries, they actually use plantain bananas that have been fried like chips, and it tastes really wonderful. So you take your ceviche, get a tablespoon, put it on your chip like that, drain it just a little bit. You can garnish it if you want with, like, let's say, a little piece of avocado right there. And there you go. I do have a bowl of avocado there, and this is it. Buen provecho. Voila. Yummy. Fantastically good, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video and the recipe. Let me know. I can send you the information, but most of it's already in the video. But as I say, buen provecho. To the next time from Tiki Tommy, aloha.